we'll commodify
Hey,
it.
money
and
must be
find-
made.
Do you get penicillin? Penicillin. I
Okay.
said penicillin.
Sorry.
Outside.
I was doing about penis enlargement.
Your mind is. God.
I'm like, we must start going
I don't know.
now.
I don't know if there's a noble cause why penis enlargement was invented. Sup, people.
Hi,
What's
everyone.
happening? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló ń happen? How on a day? On a good
Welcome.
day? Ẹ káàsán.
What's
Everything.
the
I don't know the Igbo.
I thought you were going. Give people me now. Ndewo.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here. Now, the one I don't know, you ship.
I'll help you.
Exactly. Welcome, people. Welcome to the Shrine Podcast.
Yeah.
The show where we talk about music, pop culture, technology, and lifestyle from our lens as humble young Nigerians by way
Living.
of abroad. I think
It's over Canada.
Abroad in Jesus' name, because surely you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
I understand.
So get-
You need a pathway to
Uh-huh.
Canada might be the final destination, but
You know,
at least
Canada
outside.
might be the stepping stone.
So the
You know what I'm
stepping
saying?
stone.
You might end up in Spain or Germany or Jamaica. You know, anywhere the spirit leads. You
As far as
understand?
it's not local.
As long, exactly. As long as you are not going through Nigerian problems, you're
Yep.
good. You might
Yep.
even be Rwanda or Kenya.
You know
or
what?
South
I don't even mind.
I
I won't even mind.
You get what I'm saying?
I
So,
won't even mind.
You know, but
Anywhere
welcome
but
to the show.
Nigeria.
Yes. But welcome to the show. We're
Yeah.
coming to you live on a pretty hot Sunday afternoon
It's actually hot, yeah.
in Lagos. Welcome to the show. My name is Akindari, and with me today is
Jemima.
the
Welcome,
ever mad, the weary.
Welcome,
We all
everyone.
know
I
I
don't
love
know.
as Jemima.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Welcome to the show, people. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Yeah.
How was your week?
I feel like I always have stories to tell. I feel like I always have stories to tell, but I'm just gonna leave it. And my week was okay. Let's just leave it like that.
But was your week really okay then?
I say let's
Because you know we are supposed to keep it. You're supposed to keep it a G with the people.
my ups, my what
Your ups.
my oppositions there. They might actually be no. I think my week was. It was.
No matter
I'm looking for-
bye.
I'm looking for the word to use, right? Work-wise, I would say it was an intense week, right? There were a lot of things that needed to get done, like just outside of my role and what I usually do, like on a day-to-day. But, you know, just outside of that, just something that needed to get done so that we can, you know, move from point A to point B, right?
Yeah.
So it made it like a very intense work week. Personally, I think, you know, it was an okay week. I caught up on a few shows on Netflix. You know, I hung
As
out
you
with
are
a
wont to
friend.
do.
Trash shows. See, you guys, let me just report myself. All I do is watch trash TV, reality TV that I know that they cannot, you know, contribute to my life, but I'll watch it anyway. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was.
And
it
that's
was
okay
pretty,
too. Okay?
That's okay.
That's okay.
You know, because
Okay.
life is a balance, right? I can't be
Yes.
like,
You can't win at
I
everything.
can't, you know.
Okay.
So I need
You
to
can't
balance
be
it.
badass, you know, at your job,
Right.
And you know, have a good life, and then like still be, you know,
You need some
you need
trashness in your
yeah,
life.
You need some nonsense. You need some nonsense in your life to
But
balance it all
yeah,
out.
that's how my week was. How was yours?
Okay. Mine was how was my frame? You know? I'll say it was good. Actually, yeah, it was good. It was okay. Yeah, it was a good week. It was a bit hectic from a work standpoint. Because I just, for whatever, you know, when you start off the year, you know, everything's kind of slow. Some people are still on holiday.
Yeah.
You know, they're still doing your strategies and your plans. You know?
Strategies.
But surely, the person who at the end of Q3, the person who I work Q2 nearby, like things start to hit up, and like
Yeah.
these days I just be looking at my calendar, meeting just full everywhere, work just full ground. I'm just like, what is
Where is
happening?
time?
A few weeks ago, Coleto by, you know. So, but yeah, it was a good week. I'm not bad at it. Never try to move crazy, but you
Don't they always?
Naija Lawa, so it's
I'm
cool.
not even looking forward to anything getting better, you know, after this election. Like I personally expect that things will get worse. Ego, NEPA. Because before the election, like light was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Electricity was okay.
We should, well, for the areas that we respectively live, because in some places, I get like 3 months. So,
and relatively,
sending love to y'all, okay? Sending love to y'all, but yeah, for us, it was pretty good. But after the elections, it seemed to get worse. But let's just quickly touch on that before we get into the business of the day. Like post-election, right? Election's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
Governorship and presidential and all the...
We are in court.
Oh, that's the answer, Abby. We are in court. Okay. All right. So just a few points, like how would you sum like what you've sensed the pulse of the country or just Nigeria to be since the last election?
I feel like immediately after the elections, right, and the results came out, people were very, how do I say it? Like they were I'm looking for the word. Wait, I'm coming.
English is hard.
It is very hard. They were gingered to like fight for their mandate, if that makes sense, because a lot, like the elections results didn't correlate with what a lot of people thought was gonna be, because they know who they voted for, right? Just immediately after. But I think that like just now we've also just gotten back into just the way Nigeria is, where it's like, yeah, this is what we wanted to happen. It didn't happen. Let's move on. That kind of thing. So that's how I feel like the pulse of the nation. But even though still, there's still that fighting for the mandate and like, that ginger from just immediately after the election. But I feel just now people are just getting back into that. Well, we might as well just move on, right? We might as well just like, this is Nigeria, nothing new. Hello, nothing new here.
Yeah.
So that's how. What about you?
I agree with that summation. I think because of the fuel situation before and during the election period, and also the Naira situation and just all the drama, I think for me personally, there's a surprising amount of, I guess, what you would call core Nigerianness, which is no, just manage them like that, or let's just try to make the best of it, or like sort of resignation, like it has happened, it has gone down, like, So I think because of all those things, like people kind of have to deprioritize fighting for their mandate as such.
Now they have to prioritize just living.
You need to figure out how you like get transport when there's no cash around, all that stuff. Feeding, everything is more expensive. That's something that we've low-key like just forgotten about, how shit is still fucking expensive. Inflation is crazy. So there's that, but I also think there's still just like a subset of people, I'm not sure like how large or not large that subset of people are, that are like, we are still keeping our eyes on the ball and we are still gonna try. And I think, to be honest, the politicians, the political people, they are still in the game. In their game, in the election game, they are still doing their propaganda. Up until yes, the last couple of episodes we've not had anything. Yes, finally, thank you. I serve a living God. One day, you cannot escape it forever.
It's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
Until when they actually swear in somebody, I feel like the game is still on. I mean, that's why DSS can come on Twitter and write a whole thread and say, some people are planning something. It's still,
I didn't see that. Still,
no way.
I swear I didn't. No, I've not been on socials.
People were like, look at what DSS have amounted to, like coming on Twitter to sow thread and say, there have been some people who are trying to like fight against the president-elect, just basically talking like they are for
him.
And people are like, this is this is the FBI of Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's like seeing FBI, CIA or MI6 or whatever coming on Twitter to come and side one government or the other. So like, to your point about they are still in their mode until they say, okay, we'll take this.
Officially sworn in.
They are still in their, so they are doing everything. Everybody, all the parties, they are doing everything within their power to just like ensure that whatever it is goes their way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it's gonna get to. I've been speaking with my sister lawyer just about the whole housing, legal, like what do you think? And there's hope, but there's also no hope.
Look, your mama said she's speaking with her sister lawyer.
My lawyer sister.
That's 2 in 1.
My lawyer sister.
Love it.
My sister, yes. I've been speaking with my sister who's a lawyer.
Oh yes, or your
and
lawyer that also works.
The conversation is just like, in the ideal world, this should like it should go through the court and everything should be good. But like
absolutely, because even the judicial, like there's no arm of government that is like independent in Nigeria, like in some way, shape, or form. Because
everybody.
I also have like
a lawyer sister.
Former. I don't have a lawyer sister, but I have colleagues and former colleagues that are lawyers, but like they practice for a bit before moving into like comms, media, or whatever it is that they're doing now. And they like a huge reason why they stop practicing law is just the way the judicial system is just fucked up, right? And so, like, because I was asking, some of these political, we are taking a bit of time on this, but just to
we're going to bring a guest to come and dissect the course of the nation after election, or what we've learned post-election. But finish your point.
I was asking, someone who studied law, who practiced as a lawyer, like, what does it take to become a SAN? Because you see all these Festus Keyamo, all these guys, right? They are SANs. So I'm like, what does it? Because I'm like, you have to be, factualize the fucking SAN too, and he went to the store gates, going to be picking, It's insane. So I'm like, what does it take? And she was like, you have to like have practice for like maybe like 15 years or something like that. And like you have to have tried maybe at least 5 or 10 cases in the Supreme Court. So like it's not small fish. You get, like, to become a SAN, like you have to have put your legwork in.
Done something like
in Nigeria for you to be awarded. And I think maybe you have to apply or something. There's rigorous. I'm like, how can these people that supposedly have the intellect to achieve this kind of things to become senior advocates of Nigeria be, So basically, there's no arm of government that is in this country. That is
I like what untainted. The opposition party is doing, just putting the judiciary on play. Like, it's just like, let's test this our judiciary. Like, let everybody see, it can be. We're talking about it in silos, right? But this is something that concerns the nation. This is something everybody knows about. So let's see how that judiciary is going to do their own. Since everybody has been put on platter, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
All right. Moving on from Nigeria and its endless drama and problems.
Nigeria will always find a way to get into your conversation.
On the menu for the people today.
So today,
we have a hot topic.
No, it's not.
What do you call it? Hot button
it's
topic.
It's not that hot, but it's also hot. It's just, we're just having conversation. As we always say on this podcast,
everybody's welcome. With a hint.
It's just a dash. And we just talk about every and anything. Everybody's welcome, right?
Sprinkle of seriousness.
So today we're going to be talking about plastic surgery and body sculpting, right? Is it sculpting?
Body sculpting, yeah.
Sculpting. Plastic surgery and body sculpting. Just like, what are the pros and cons? Why do people do what they do? Your personal opinion. Some people who's done it in the Nigerian, entertainment industry and who are proud. Me, I particularly love Tonto Dike. When Tonto Dike did plastic surgery, she was so proud. She came out to say, yes, you know what? I really did it. I did it. So what?
My whole thing has always been like, at the end of the day, like, if you did thief money, like, just don't now come and be asking as if you're not stealing money.
Let everyone know you're a thief.
You get that? Just own your shit with your chest. Like, sorry, that's like I used the negative example, but same thing. Like,
money,
if you are the kind of person like Jemima now that eats bread and noodles, like,
wow.
Own your shit. Like, some people be like, oh, you're disgusting, you're this, you're that. But like, at the end of the day, you like what you like,
innit? What you
like,
like I said, I like trash TV.
The other day now, Jemima said I'm bland because I don't like holidays. Like, do me, but
that's the pay.
At the end of the
talk
day,
about it. Pay you.
I've accepted it that like I don't like holidays. It's what it is. So like, I love it when people come out and just own their shit. Nobody can be perfect. We can't all be perfect. You're a celebrity, you're a politician, private citizen, whatever it is. Like, just own your shit and obviously, whatever shit that you have, there's always consequences, good or bad.
That's it. You need to know
just,
that.
So let's just accept, just be ready, you know. That's it. Let's not come and be forming like we are something that we are not.
Yeah.
She gets.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much, you know. So I love that Tonto Dike was all about that life.
Yeah, because like, you know what
Like-
you see, some people do plastic surgery and like,
And
you
then
know,
they'll say
alter
it's
their
waist
shape.
trainer.
And then they start going
Or
to the
green tea.
gym. You understand? Like, why? Why?
Oh,
And you know what's even
God.
crazy? Those people that sell slim teas and like, you know, but waist trainers, especially the Instagram ones, they would use people who have done surgery as their ambassador to sell their products. And I'm like, what are you really doing here?
You know, it's marketing.
No, but it's also deceit.
It's
Like you're
fraud.
deceiving.
It's fraud
Like,
marketing.
people have gone to jail for people have gone to jail for less.
Because like, you know, in I'm not sure how like common it still is, but like growing up like in the early 2000s, like some of the things when I first of all started interacting with the internet, let me say late 2000s, some of the things I used to find out about was that like in the US, there was like a subculture of if you advertise something, and you actually, for that, you still see it today, right? If you advertise something, like that advertisement, like what you say it does, it has to do that shit. Like exactly what you are saying,
Yeah.
it does. That's why people put so much caveats. She gets. So, for example, now, they might say, at the end, they might say, oh, this is not legal advice. If it's like, a, you know, legal, I can get tax returns or those kind of shit, right? Or they will put caveats like, or if it's a drug, they'll say it might make you sleepy, it might make you this, it might make you that. Because if you say it's going to cure X,
Yeah.
but you don't say that
In curing
has-
X, it will do
it will
X,
do
Y, Z.
X, you know, Y and Z, then you are not giving it. So you have to represent the full picture to the consumer. She gets. If not, companies, I'm a lawsuits. Like people have had to, you know, companies have had to settle
Because they've said something, did
you
what
get
they did
people
not
sue
do.
them and say that like, oh, you said. Of course, there are some very trivial ones. Like somebody might say, oh, something trivial like, oh, you said it to clean my fridge, but you did not clean it.
He didn't clean it well.
You know,
It's not
some
white.
like, you know, some people try to make money out of, you know, those kind of, you know, different things. But that's why like
Ultimately.
if you're a restaurant and you say, oh, this thing tastes this way or has this flavor and it doesn't, that could be dangerous to you. Do you get? But all these people, because again, the internet.
The interweb.
The internet.
Or internet
Because
madazile.
before you, if you imagine we did not have the internet, right, and you need to sell green tea, like it will require so much more effort that like, and also you only have a very small window of time in that face-to-face or phone call that you're cold calling the person,
Yeah.
right? You're a stranger. Actually, you have a small window of time, so you'll be looking for the most realistic ways to show how this thing will impact
would
this
work.
person in their life. Go. Like you'll be optimizing for that kind of shit. So, you know, but with the internet, you don't need to think about that. You just put it. You don't even need to do too much.
Just say
People
this
that
is what
believe
it
it
does.
will believe it and pay and, you know, whatever. So, you know, I feel sorry for those people that fall victim that think that like, oh, green tea is what's going to snatch your
Or
waist.
slimming tea and all of that.
You know, slimming tea or waist trainer, all these things. Like, I mean, there are extreme cases, right? Like someone like Bibo Ademoye now, right? She said she wore waist trainer. I think she still wears waist trainer
She still
basically
does.
every fucking waking moment of her life. So, you know, she's committed to that. So, you know, that's an extreme case. That many people can wear waist trainer like that constantly or that frequently. She
Or
gets-
has worn it like that long.
Exactly. For it to have the kind of effect it's having. So, you know, there's that. But generally, waist trainer ain't gonna work for you, sis or bro. Or like all these slimming tea, all these things. Like, no. See, we've had hundreds and thousands of years of science and medicine. Well, not thousands of years, but you get meaning. We've had many
Enough.
centuries, we've had enough time, right? Like the experts keep telling us that it's not slimming tea that's gonna do it. It's not waist trainer that's gonna do it. But we know the year.
Go to the gym,
Anyways.
okay? Go to the gym. I wanted to quickly read something here, like what is body sculpting, like you know, and it says body sculpting, also called body contouring, is the
Based on saying
overall
makeup.
because you're contouring your body is the overall term used to describe a wide range of aesthetic plastic surgery procedures designed to reshape and improve the appearance of your body. So at the end of the day, like this definition just makes me see that like plastic surgery or like altering your body is a personal thing
Oh yes.
for you. Like,
Yep.
like it should be I want to do it because I want to look this way, or I want to be able to appear this way, not because somebody has said this is the standard of how you should appear, so I need to go and look that way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I disagree. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Like, I think both sides can be. Both sides are true.
Okay.
In that, at the base level, it's a personal choice. It's you that will save for the money, or look for somebody that will pay for it for you, or whatever, right? And it's also your body, right? So you have to live with that shit. So it's very subjective. It's very personal. But what often influences that personal decision, especially in today's world,
Is the way the world has made
the way the world has said, oh, these are the beauty standards: slim waist, fine face. I'm not saying the video was touting beauty standards, but you know, you have to be a lighter complexion, or you have to your cheekbones need to look this way, your nose needs to be slim, your lips need to be thin. Once upon a time it was thin, now it's it has to be big, so everybody's doing lip fillers and Botox and whatever. So I think that is when it's problematic.
So essentially your point is that yes, it's a personal thing, but it's often influenced by what other people say, but not all the time.
By societal standards, and
but not all the time.
factors.
It's often influenced, but not all the time.
Not all, of course, not all the time. The thing is that, I guess, because of the extent of modification that all these body sculpting and plastic surgeries require, we seem to like ascribe like deeper meaning to it. But me personally, I feel like it's very similar to like makeup, or whether you choose to wear wigs or not wear wigs, whether you like corporate shirts or maybe you're the more casual dressing type. It's all just how you look makes you feel in relation to your environment.
Yeah.
Do you get? So there's some people that like they cannot do anything without not using makeup, and this includes dudes. There are dudes that use makeup. In case you did not know, men also use makeup. They might not be gay, they might be straight, whatever, but they also use makeup. Babe, all these celebrities you see, you think there's a music video that they did not apply a bit of powder, foundation, lip gloss. Like, listen, what do people think is going on? You get? It's all shaping
to
or
look
deciding
a
your
certain
appearance based on how it makes you feel. Now, some people are more confident in what they are naturally giving than others, which is fine. Some people are not as confident, so they feel like they need to enhance or whatever. That's fine. Sure, you get. So at the end of the day, like, I think it's not like that much different from those things. So if you personally feel too that like, you want your hips to be bigger and like you don't want to go about it in whatever other option of ways that you can go about it, and you want to go about it in a body sculpting way or plastic surgery,
then you should go for it. Yeah.
Where me, I think that the problem is when you are making that decision, not because of yourself and what you truly want, but because of external factors. That might be societal standards, what you see in movies, in TV, or in music videos, or all the hot babes in your school, maybe what they look like, or whatever, Instagram models.
So you just have those unrealistic.
Like, things can inspire you, things can influence you. It's like
things can inspire you, things can influence you.
Yeah, there are different things. If something inspires you, it means you take the inspiration and then you apply your own reasoning, judgments, whatever to it, and then move on. But when
why do you keep looking at Ayomide?
Nothing now. He's in front of me. He's right
this
there.
Is so crazy because you're looking at him, I'm looking at you. I feel like this video
like
is going to be like
maybe he's looking at you.
He's looking at me.
It's a triangle of looking. I love it. But yeah, influence is when the thing makes you do what you do. Do you get what I'm saying? It's when they say, oh yeah. So
sort of like you're drinking alcohol and you're under the influence.
You took it out of me. I was about to say when they say you're under the influence
of alcohol, so it makes you
are not, the alcohol is having a like serious impact on who you are and how you behave, how you move, etc. in that moment.
Yeah.
So you can take inspiration from stuff. Like me, a lot of my tattoos is inspiration from other people's tattoos. Do you get, like, or things that my tattoo artists posts and stuff like that, right?
What you watch.
You know, different things inspire you, and then you add your own spin, you know, make it yours. You get. So same thing with fashion, right? How you dress. You see, I mean, you saw the way somebody wore their Timberland boots one day, you get, or the way somebody, you know, somebody's car, somebody, you know, maybe on TV, on whatever. Then you say, let me try this. You know, it works or you like it. Then, so it's the same thing. So there's nothing inherently wrong. My own personal opinion, that there's nothing inherently wrong in body sculpting or plastic surgeries, right? Like, why did we discover plastic surgeries? Do you get? At its core, plastic surgery was made for one of the most noblest of causes.
Which is that
when people that have burns, accidents, and like, you know, they need like, you know, skin grafts and like facial reconstruction, you know, people that might have not have had a decent quality of life without plastic surgery.
Yeah.
You get. So of course, because we are human beings and capitalism rules everything, we will commodify it.
Money must be made.
Do you get? Penicillin. Penicillin.
Okay.
I said penicillin.
Sorry. How do you want to talk about penis enlargement?
Your mind is. God.
I'm like, we must start going.
I don't know.
Now.
I don't know if there's a noble cause why penis enlargement was invented. But I imagine that's also just like born from like body enhancement and plastic surgery.
Yeah.
That sort of group of things.
Yeah, altering your body.
But like penicillin, I was going to say penicillin was invented like for a noble cause as an antibiotic that like could cure so many, you know, things and fight against so many viruses, etc. But they sell it today. It's very popular that like the person that invented it, I think maybe patented it or like maybe only charged $1 to like, it's just basically he did not make any money off of it. The people that invented penicillin. But today, companies are making money off of it. Do you get? So even though plastic surgery was invented for this, you know, to help people that might have not had a good quality of life, you know, we've commodified it. And so people are now having problems where they should not have problems.
Yeah.
You get? And they are seeing, you know, things they should not be seeing. Sometimes it's not their fault. Some people have body dysmorphia, you know, different kind of mental issues.
Where they are just like, I don't feel good with the way this thing looks and I want to change it and I can't change it. So why don't I change it? Which just takes me to like to the next conversation about like, what are the types of body surgery? Plastic surgery, I say body surgery.
Yeah, on the road. I mean, body surgery is not
well, body surgery, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still touching something in your body, but you know, there's the facelift, brow lift, you know, ear pinning, ear reshaping. There is nose reshaping, which is very common with them whiteys. You know, lip augmentation. I feel like all those ones, right? Some of them come from like the unrealistic, cartoonish, like when you watch Rapunzel that year, and you know Rapunzel's hair is very long, she looks a certain kind of, but she's not, she's computer
Rapunzel, not Rapunzel.
I'll just give it, there's so many material for you to use, but that is a computer generated image and it's been made to look a certain kind of way. So why do you think like you as a person can look that kind of way? Anyways, then there's the breast one, breast augmentation, breast enlargement, breast reduction, which, you know, can also not be bad.
Exactly.
It could also even be that, you know, the doctor actually recommended that you need to do, because some people their breasts how do you know?
I have friends, okay,
that their back used to pain them.
I have friends that have back pain because their boobs are huge.
What you want
from me? Are you doubting that I have friends that have big boobs? Come on.
There's tummy tuck, liposuction, which is the most common one that you know everybody has one or two say about,
you know.
Right, there's the skin one, right? Laser pills. There's also tattoo removal. Is a type of body surgery too. Apparently,
interesting. Well, I've never done one.
Botox, filler injections, you know, all of that. Which will now take us to what are the pros and what are the cons. What are some of the reasons why people do what they do? And I think we've talked on one which can be like boosting their confidence, right? Because you know, I want to be able to like project a certain kind of image and like, you know, enter a room and let people accord me the respect that I want them to accord me. But I feel like the way I am, I probably will not. I don't have that confidence to just get into the room and have my conversation. So I want to alter my body a little bit to give me that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just like we said earlier, like it's like makeup or hair, how you do your hair, whether you use wigs or don't use wigs, whether you like corporate shirts versus whether you're a sneakers person versus dress shoes. It's just same shit. Like it's just how you feel you want to look and how you want or how you hope that the world will respond to how you look.
Yeah.
Sure you get. So, I think because of that, people might feel like, oh, they need fuller lips or they need their nose needs to be slimmer or whatever. I personally, like the way I think about it, because obviously I've not had a like plastic surgery procedure done. And so I don't think about it
would
like
you
I have,
no, let's talk about that later.
I don't think about it like I have real world experience. But when you think of the reasons why people do body sculpting or plastic surgery, I can relate to it from the standpoint that like it's not a reason about my body or myself
that you
I'm
like
just absolutely 100% happy with. Like nobody is that way with their body. There are parts of my body that I feel insecure about, and those things I've thought about. Oh, I wonder if there's like plastic surgery for this
to fix it.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I get it, but also, just like I said earlier, I also feel that like if you are doing it for you, right? You want to feel more confident, or you want to look a certain way, or you want to whatever, right? All well and good. But once it's like, oh, because you saw somebody looking that way on Instagram or a bunch of people, or just sort of socialization and all that stuff, that's what the problem is. And it's very hard for people to discern which is which in terms of why they are making that decision. Sure you get. So, at the end of the day,
it's just what it is. Which takes me to the next one, which is hiding your flaws, right? I feel like, on some level, people have this opinion about like themselves or other people, like you're infallible and you should be perfect, right? Everybody thinks
perfection is a myth, people.
You understand? So now, because of that, or because there's a certain way that, or there's a certain description for what perfection is, and because you don't fit into that description, then you go and alter your body for you to be able to hide that flaw. Like for instance, if you have small breasts and you want to go and get more boobs, because if you get more boobs, that's what, like, you've seen the way, in quotes, the body is perfect with the fuller boobs, slimmer waist, all of that, right? And then you now have to go and do that because you want to hide the fact that you have small boobs and you don't fit into that notion of perfection. But like, so how does that tie into like confidence? I think it's still like one and the same, right? Or not one and the same, but it feeds off of each other.
I think that the confidence that is born from your own personal convictions and will to do whatever, live or have your own experiences, make your own decisions, do your own thing, is different from the confidence that you get from an influence of external factors. I think the second one does not last. Like you might have the initial rush, you might feel, great for a while, and the time frames differ for different people. But I don't think ultimately it's not as innate as the one that like you just personally just be like,
you want to,
these boobs are killing me, they need to go. Or I feel like if my boobs are a bit smaller, or, I'll look this way, I'll feel this way. Right. I think that's the difference.
Do men do packs?
That's why I just wanted to get that point out. Like, when we were talking, I was about to interject. I was going to say, I just want to throw it out there that like men also do plastic surgery. Then they do chest. Then they do packs. If you did not know before, know now. Google it. Okay. Even safe, they do hair transplant.
Hair transplant.
That's also part of it.
It's part of it. Didn't Wayne Rooney do hair transplant?
I don't know about that.
He did.
But I heard that he did, but I didn't really look into it. But to your point about confidence, I think I already answered that actually. It's like everything about our outward appearance to the world is a confidence thing for us. It's a confidence, ego.
Like how
like I always say, like these days, I consider myself more of an ambivert. But
What's ambivert?
ambivert is like sometimes you are introverted, sometimes you are extroverted. You can
Okay.
be
Anyway,
both.
below face.
Exactly. But if this was like 5 years ago, I would describe myself as an introvert because I did not like going out and like, I had my social anxiety. So, but that social anxiety, part of it was how I felt about myself, how I saw myself, like in relation to the outside world, and how I thought people perceived me. It was a confidence, ego thing. So because my confidence, etc., was not as high then, right? So that fed into the social anxiety, and then that made me not want to be as outgoing. Do you get what I'm saying? So whether it's makeup, whether is that why do men do beard? What they all that is people that go and do beard, they rubbing go on their go and pomade on their beard to try to grow
or beard oil.
Beard oil.
But you never use beard oil to grow your beard.
I'm naturally blessed, babes. All I know and
yeah, bye boy.
But like, why do men do that? Like, why do you get it? Clean haircut? Why does somebody want dreads over braids or low cuts? Why are some people just straight up gorimapa? It's all how do you feel about yourself in relation to how you think people will perceive about you. Sometimes, when we go to certain places together, we sometimes have conversations of like, especially in Lagos, men will just show up, just wear joggers, wear slides, zero
effort.
But babes will come like looking to the nines. You get the same events, you get. So it's again, some people, they don't care about what the world thinks of how they look or don't look. So it's
they
whatever. You get. Or some people, they really, really care. You get. So everything about our appearance, our physical appearance, and how we feel about it is all the confidence.
It's all the confidence thing. Anyways, next point. People do it also to look youthful, right? But the thing is that we will all age. And we will all still die.
Like,
we will all age.
The thing is that like you can only cheat nature for so long.
You can't only do that for so long.
You can only cheat nature for so long. See, your face might look young, but your bones, you can't nothing like that about your bones, your immune system.
It's like years ago when you can go out and you will stay. Many years ago, I used to go out. I would do back-to-back outings. Now they don't go my papa wear. One night like, I don't. Listen, I can't even stay till like out all night. Like by 2, 1, I'm already like I'm already yawning. Like let me.
I was in there 30 plus problem.
Like outside I want to do it, but like physically I just can't. My body is giving up.
Yeah, so like whether your dick stands or does not stand, whether you menstruate, don't menstruate, like you can look however you want to look on the outside. Like you can use makeup, dress a certain way, whatever, but like
your internal, your body, your blood, you cannot cheat your blood and bones.
Your blood and bones, bro. Like your heart is as old as you are. Like your muscles, like your eyesight. Like you can only cheat nature for so long. So some people, they prefer to go through the stress of trying to cheat nature, and they'll try to do it for as long as they can. Some people, as far
as they have the money to do it. I mean, it's a
because all these
case.
things are not cheap. You get.
It's a different when you're borrowing money to go and be doing it.
Also, we should also flag that like everything about biology and medicine, there's still so much that we don't know as a human race. You get
like, discover all the time.
Neurosurgery, like it's still maybe 1970 something was when they just did the first successful brain separation of Siamese twins. I think that's the thing Ben Carson was famous for.
Yeah.
Like just recently, like it's not that far away. Like Nigeria had independence before that shit happened. Do you get? So like there's still so much about our body, the way we are made, the way we are wired. Scientists, medicine cannot explain what the mind is right now. They cannot give you one sentence that like this is what the mind is or this is what the soul is. Do you get? There's still so much that we don't know. Ergo, there's still so much about plastic surgery that is evolving, that's developing, that people are, science is finding out. So there are inherent risks to it. That's why, yes, if somebody implants bust and that person, their body had bad reaction to it. This one, that one. And then there's also the same way you have fake lawyers, fake engineers, fake software developers, fake content writers, content creators, marketers. You also have fake plastic surgeons and body sculptors. So, you know, it's not all just roses and like you just go out there and just do your shit and like everything. You know, you still need to be careful. You need to be sure that you're doing it for the right reasons.
True.
And all that stuff. So
anyway, so more pros, right? Improve scarring. I think we already spoke about that. Like, you know, when maybe burns and like, you know, all of that. And then treat obesity. Some people, you know, obviously medically they cannot, like, they need to take something off for them to be able to live.
Yeah, like those. I don't know if you saw some of those shows on DSTV back in the day of like people that were, I forget the name of the show, but like people that were like incredibly
they were conspicuous.
That, like, they literally cannot move. Like, they are confined to a specific position, maybe on the bed, and they are fed, they are bathed, they are cleaned, they are everything on the bed. Like, there's so much fat that their bones, their skeletal structure cannot carry it.
Like so those skeletons that we used to see. No, you know skeleton. You know the way you see skeleton.
He's one who used to feed us.
So their body, the skeleton cannot stand because like the body mass, like the flesh, it don't overpower.
Your skeleton is designed to hold everything within your body.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to withstand the weight. Sure you get. That's why the more weight you have, the slower you can run or move. Because your skeletal system has to bear that weight and has to carry you through space and time. Sure you get, versus if you have less, you know, body fat. So their bodies are so in those kind of situations,
Dr. Dre.
The doctor might recommend, don't do that. Don't fucking do that.
Dr. Dre.
But you know, the doctor might recommend, you know, having, you know, certain like fat removal procedures and stuff to help them get to a point where they can now biologically maybe work out, exercise, or eat, you know, change their diet, whatever they need to do to get better.
All right. Now, obviously, pros, cons. There's, you know, it's expensive. I think the most one is how people go into it with this is how I want to look, and then when it's done, they come out and the outcome does not match what I got. So where do you go from there?
That's the worst kind of what I ordered was what I
got. Because where do you go from there? Like, it's not like you can return it.
I mean, some people have corrective surgery.
But then that just also means like it's like you spend more money. Yeah. You're altering your body some more, and even if you change it or correct it, it might not still be. I don't think it would really give you that first idea that you have. Maybe close enough, but then it means you've done, you've spent more money, and you know you've done.
But sometimes also, you know, it's a hit.
True. And there's also the complication too, because at the end of the day, you might go under the knife and then coming back. I mean, we've heard stories. We hear stories all the time on Twitter. Even if this is a surgeon that they've said this person is not good though, but you still hear stories. Something happened. This person died. Where do we go from there?
And everybody's physiology is even different. Like our makeup, our genetics, all these things are super important. Again, like I don't think. Like a part of me feels like we're not made or meant to like alter our bodies artificially to these extents. Like,
maybe a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, like maybe a little, but not too much. Like I don't know. It just feels like a lot. You know, when you like some people you see, especially all these Instagram models, like you see the ass, but like it's on really skinny laps, and I'm just like.
What's the correlate? Like,
why? You know? So
that might also be a thing of what I ordered versus what I got, and you know, they don't really know what to do with it anymore. But there's some people who have done it, and you know, everybody's always like, this surgery, like, I need your surgeon's number.
You can clean makeup, you can change your clothes. But like, you know, to correct a body modification that's gone wrong. I mean, look at Michael Jackson's nose. It's fucking Michael Jackson. Like he can get the best fucking surgeons in the entire world, right? They could never fix his nose. They just could never fix his nose.
It just did not happen.
It just did not happen. Now that might be maybe something that happened during the first surgery, or maybe it was the second one, or like maybe it's his genetics, or maybe his bone structure is just not designed for that many alterations, whatever, right? So it's a harder thing to correct.
Yeah.
You get, so
it's why I feel like anybody going to do it should like with
You need to
everything,
know-
consequence,
you need to know
like
what
just
you're
know,
getting
like be able to live with that consequence. But before to close out this subject or this topic, like would you do it? Would you consider plastic surgery or like altering your body? I mean, you did mention earlier that there are parts of your body that you're insecure about. So if knowing everything you know now, maybe if you had the money and if you know that the procedure might be safe and everything, would you do it?
I don't know if LASIK counts as plastic surgery.
Listen,
LASIK. The one you do.
I hear it also has like
it also has its own issues and its own flaws. Like there are
some
people that
cannot see it.
I was reading a thread on Twitter the other day that somebody said they've gone legally blind from doing LASIK. But like they were fined for the first 2 years post the procedure. But then afterwards it just started to go off and now they can barely see. So that's like one in whatever amount you get. So everything really has its risks. I've heard stories of people that died from taking malaria meds. They did not overdose. But they just took the one that was wrong for their physiology. You get, sometimes that's why doctor will ask you, do you have these allergies? Do you have this? Do you have that? Before they prescribe meds to you. So again, medicine is still evolving. It's still there.
We're still finding out
risks to everything, even cesarean sections that for pregnancy. There's risk to it. There's risk to natural childbirth. There's risk to everything. So some things are just more risky than others, right? And also there's some kind of risk you can prevent. For example, doing your research. I think I would say, to make it maybe perhaps more understandable, if you are someone that has tattoos or know people that have tattoos, right? Treat plastic surgery or body modification like tattoos. I'll use my own personal example is that I research whoever the tattoo artist is. I look at their work, I look at the lines, everything. I look at what prominent, very successful tattoo artists have to say about what makes a good tattoo or what makes a good tattoo artist, and then I compare and contrast. You get? So it's like when you're going to a doctor, you won't just not anybody that just walks up to you and say, I'm a doctor, and you just say, give me medicine.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you get? So you pay attention to that sort of thing. So you also
do your
research, you do your research, learn about the downsides, the impact, all that stuff. So I could, if LASIK is plastic surgery, it's something that I've been thinking about. It's hella expensive. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe when I make my billions, you never can tell. But also, like, I have a lot of scar tissue on my body that I could consider like skin grafts and stuff like that for. So I'm not. But if it's like giving myself 6 packs or penis enlargements or like
you don't give yourself 6 packs. You don't go gym now.
I was gonna make a joke that like my current penis is already too much.
Wow. We can't put this thing on YouTube. Wow.
I kid. Okay, that's X rated.
Oh, brilliant.
Rated X.
I mean, this part just beep. Brilliant art. Come on.
Honestly, man, I don't know how this thing goes through my mind sometimes. It's what it is. But no, like, I'm not into, like, I don't think I'll be keen for like doing my nose or like bleaching my skin.
Me, I want to do bum. The only thing is that I wish I could do height. Is there surgery for height?
I hear that they can add like a couple. It's like a bone graft thing. I hear
that sounds
I don't know how true or untrue it is.
That sounds painful.
But I've seen or read something about that somewhere before for sure.
I mean, I used to. Now I feel
like maybe there's things that like, they can add like metal plates to your spine or something to like
elevate you.
Yeah.
Hey. I'll go and research. But when I was younger, like I used to think about like being tall. Like I had like a visual of how I wanted to look. So I did used to consider like having bum, like if I could get like big bum, and then obviously all the things that you say you research. When you research, they'll say this one is not harmful. This one you just transfer this one.
Brazilian
like
butt lift is
BBL,
from
Lepo, all of that. But like when you read about it and you're hearing
transfer.
the transfer and you're seeing things and you're just like, you know what? I don't know that I want to go through this. Like it would be nice so if I can do it, but no, but I have thought about it and considered it. Like, and I feel like maybe in those years, if I had the money, I probably would have done it.
Is it because you just your mission in life is just to have more nyash?
Yes, now.
Or is it because, you know, the world appreciates nyash on a woman?
Is it too?
The world appreciates some nyash on a woman.
Is it
you know?
too? It means
Like,
even me, I
no
present
nyash women don't
even
get
me, I
love.
present nyash on woman. I mean, nyash on woman.
Fair
So
point, fair
I'm like,
enough,
so it's
fair
the two
enough.
both of them.
Yes,
But
everybody
you know,
should have nyash, basically. That's
Yeah.
the gospel.
I mean, now I have small.
If you can get nyash, please get some nyash.
Get some nyash, please.
And if you don't
Very
know what
important.
nyash means,
It's bum
man, we must be new to this podcast. So welcome. Ask a Nigerian beside you. They will tell you what nyash means.
Nyash, bum buttocks.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Booty.
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are proof of bum and titties on this podcast. Okay. Yeah.
Please, as we always say.
We are booty and titty friendly on this podcast.
Please, I'm not a doctor. Neither is Akindare a doctor.
So
Everything that
nothing
I
here
have
is
said.
medical advice. Don't.
Please, dear. Yeah, banned all the way. But yeah, you know, I
Listen
guess
to
that's
it,
that
yes.
about that.
Listen to it, make your own, do your research, you know.
I don't think it's inherently bad. I think like with everything in life, like moderation.
Yes, moderation.
Like
is key.
if it's too much, nothing should be too much.
Yes.
Yeah, too
Yeah,
much of
gone
everything.
overboard.
Just moderation, understand why you're doing what you're doing and be able to live with the consequence, basically.
I have, you know what? Before I said this thing, I was thinking, should I not? But fuck it. Okay. It's the Shrine Podcast.
You say,
Anything goes.
man.
All right. So, there is a subsection of Pornhub and dark Twitter. You people know what I'm talking about. And they specialize in anal impalations. That is
What?
to say that they put extremely huge things in their anus. This is actually a scientific question. All right. So, my question is, do they have plastic surgery or like body surgery procedures to, like, I don't know, maybe reduce their colon or like, because this thing may keep me up at night. Like, how do you shove a wine bottle up your ass? Like, how does that work? Like, how is there space for a wine bottle in your body via your ass? How? Okay, so if you know the answer to that, Bawala go.
no,
Hit us up.
buy you lago.
Okay, you can
Because
DM me
you
on
that
Twitter
need
if
to
you're a
know.
doctor or a plastic surgeon and you have answers. Okay, hit me up on Twitter at Akinari Live. You can also follow me while you're at it. Thank you very much. Or you can send us an email or send me an email. Jamal will open it.
I will not open it because I don't want to know.
Send us an email at theshrinepodcast@gmail.com or DM us on Twitter at theshrinepod or on Instagram at theshrine.pod.
Pod.
Okay, listen. All this we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. That's why people always fall victim. Okay, let's also learn together. Shall I understand? Knowledge is what?
Knowledge
It
is power.
Eh,
Application of the knowledge is power.
So, yeah.
Because you can know something and it might not be powerful.
Yeah. What?
You need to apply the knowledge you know what you have.
Okay,
Anyways,
Sensei.
yeah.
All right. What do we have? Recommendations? for
No,
people?
you don't have recommendations. You recommend now.
Well, I always go first. I have to go first for once. What's
Okay,
wrong?
me. I want I want to recommend what I've not watched.
How can I defeat the purpose of a recommendation? Doesn't
I
it?
know. I know, but they say Creed 3 is nice, so go and watch it. But what I have done is I have watched Creed 1 and Creed 2 in anticipation for Creed 3 that I'll go and watch later this week. So maybe the next time when I come on this podcast, I'll be able to like recommend it. But also, Murder Mystery 2 is out on Netflix. So if you watch the early Murder Mystery, Adam Sandler and Jennifer, what's her name again?
Jennifer
Aniston, right? Part 2 is out. Go and see it. If you like Who Done Did It. Who Done Did It? Is that how they call it? Is it Who Done Did It? I mean, Who Done Did It? Anyway, if you like
This
Murder
episode has
Mystery,
been a gold mine of Jemima drops, man. He's
if
who
you
done
like
it?
Who Done It?
Who
Yeah,
done
Who
it?
Done It?
Allah, glass onion, nice
Yeah.
and them.
Go and
Okay.
watch. Yeah. Oh yeah. Over to you. I
Who
say Who
done
Done
did
Did It? Who Done Did It?
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. What can I recommend for you this week, man?
You don't have any recommendation. Don't worry. Every time is not recommendation.
Actually, I can recommend. Yeah, I don't have recommendation. Sorry,
So let's keep it moving then.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening. It's been real. It's been fun. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know your opinions and thoughts about plastic surgery, body sculpting,
Would you
physical
do it? Have you done
modifications.
it?
Would you do it? Have you done it? If you've had plastic surgery, any kind, Botox, BBL, whatever, feel free to drop us a DM, share your experience with us, good or bad. Are there any Nigerian plastic surgeons operating in Lagos or wherever that we need to look out for?
To run away
Let
from?
us know, okay? So that we can put them on blast and protect the people. But yeah, let us know. Also, if you have any thoughts, critiques, anything you'd like us to change, talk about, anything you're going through in your personal life, in your family, your work, anything, hit us up. We'll be happy to have a chat about it, help you. Also, there are also other people listening that will be interested in, helping you with your issues, because we are a community, we are a people, we are the Shrine, okay? Everyone is welcome. Thank you guys so much. Remember to follow us on Twitter at The Shrine Pod, on Instagram at TheShrine.pod, and send us an email, theshrinepodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. Till next time, it's been real.
Adios.
Peace out.